Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. For anyone joining live, I apologize for being late, or that usually joins live. I apologize for being late. My hair and I were fighting this morning, and I did not win. So, well, such is life, right? It is humid AF where I'm at, so to all the people who live in real humid weather, they're probably going to laugh if they ever realize it, our weather's not that humid, but it is for us. So there you go. So anyways, we were on lesson number 13 of 30 in self-love. But first, let's start with the affirmators deck. Wisdom. Good morning, older sibling. Oh, okay. It's the monkeys. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. Ouch. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? Even as it says on the card, failed relationships, they are successes because you learn something. You're learning, what you do want, what you do deserve, what you don't want, and what doesn't fit your life. That's sometimes why people, not everybody's lucky and finds a first person they date to marry, right? You got to wing it sometimes. And we've all been there. Well, most of us have. And some people that did it the other way might be, maybe they did it backwards, or maybe there is no backwards. Maybe, I guess, backwards from the standard norm, right? Where people date, then get married. Maybe some people got married and now they're in a position for whatever reason that they're dating. So, but it's all about wisdom, and I've learned this, over during this healing journey I've been on. I've really learned this too, that, you learn something from every person you meet, whether it's a good meeting or a bad meeting. You learn something about yourself and maybe even them. Good morning, baby siblings. So, wisdom is what comes with it. You take all the good stuff, you learn about yourself, you take your accountability, and then you move forward into the next thing and see where that takes you, So that was wisdom. Not much more I can say on that. So let's get to our self-love lesson number 13 of 30 today. Take a selfie just as you are. Find one thing to love about it. Take a selfie just as you are and find one thing to love about it. Now, I actually did this ahead of time because, obviously when I come on here 9 times out of 10, I have makeup on. But I took one in my pajamas this morning, fresh out of bed. Just kind of sitting there at my computer doing my journaling and stuff and my normal morning rituals. And I took a selfie, but I also thought about this and I wrote it down. Look deep at your selfie like you're meeting this person for the first time and find something positive to say about them. Fight any negative thoughts that might be trying to come into your head and dig deep. All right. So again, find one thing to love about, this person that you're looking at. Now sorry, my mess. I'm going to show you, mine. Let me see. Sorry, not the most flattering view, I know. So that was my selfie. And like I said, I took that this morning about 6:30ish. And I think for me, I'm in my jammies and there's no makeup and just my hair. Actually, if I had not touched my hair was actually pretty decent this morning. So I should have just left it alone. But if I were to pick the first thing, I would say my eyes. I 100% have always loved my eyes. But I think there's more to it than that, A year ago, I could find so many things wrong with this picture. I am not a fan of my nose. And now that I've just drawn your attention to it, I am not a fan of my nose. I hate my nose. But, I think it's the smile that's different because it's not fake. But again, find the one thing that was my little gratitude-y stuff there. Find the one thing that, if you, like I said, if you were just meeting this person for the very, very first time ever, what would you, you know, what would you think about them? What would you say about them? What would they seem to you? Do they seem friendly? Do they seem, you know, like, is there a good vibe coming off of it? Uh, I was just, you know, I didn't smile super big. I was still kind of waking up at the time that they took that. But again, I think what I'm trying to say, sorry, I kind of messed up my camera there. But I guess what I was really just trying to get to the point of is there's a lot of times that we are going to look at our pictures and find a million things wrong with it. You know, back in the way back days when I was younger, we didn't have the digital cameras. We didn't have the cell phone cameras that we had now. We legit, if you did a selfie with a regular camera, you were a master. And of course, I got it down. At the beginning, it was a little sketchy. I mean, you saw more up your nostrils because you're like this, but it was different. And I think in the day and age that we live in now, sometimes our self-love can get skewed because we have the opportunity to take 5 million pictures. Now, to be perfectly honest, I did roll out of bed, sort of, and take that picture. I mean, I'd been up for a few minutes, and like I said, doing my journal stuff, and then I remembered, oh yeah, that's right, I have to take a selfie. That was the 7th one I took. That's right. Because I either had the light in my eyes from over there, because right now my desk lamp is acting all funky, so I had to, I count on this big ring light for my source of light at my desk right now. But I thought about that, and I'm glad I actually shared that, because I wasn't going to share that. I thought, no, you know, I took my selfie, I did it in my pajamas, in my makeup, or without my makeup, and just kind of, you know, went sans, just everything, just literally. I mean, yes, that was my hair, right? But God is my witness, that was my hair right after I rolled out of bed. So, I know, and you're wondering, why did you have to fight with your hair? So, but anyways, I think we look for reasons to not love ourselves. We look for all these, you know, imperfections. And, you know, like I said, a year ago, I may not have taken that one. I just would have taken the one the minute I sat down and just went from there. But that person in that selfie, that person in that picture that I showed you, and I'll post mine in the Facebook comments, because you know, I just want it to be known that I did. Now, the first one I took versus the last one I took were basically the same photo, so I just kind of laughed at myself in the end. I said, gee, you still ended up with the same one. But what does social media and electronics do to our self-image? You know, I mean, in a world where we can take pictures over and over and over again until we get the perfect one, what is it doing to our self-image? Is it saying that, you know, I have to, you know, take the perfect picture because I don't want anyone judging me? And I'm guilty of that. I am 100% guilty of that. I will take a picture over and over and over again until I like it. My profile photos, I mean, I probably have a little mini photo shoot at my desk every time I put one up. And it's, you know, unlike the old days when I go back and I look at pictures and, you know, it was just you snap and shoot, and, you know, you have to wait a couple days to get your film back. And even then, you know, when 1 hour photos came out, it was like, oh my God. It was like, oh my God, oh my God. You know, it was like the biggest thing on earth, especially when you're a teenager, you know, and you're just like, wow. And then, you know, in the 90s came the dawn of digital cameras. And, you know, even then it's like you could start taking pictures over and over and over again. But yeah, baby sibling was talking about how she was a master at selfies with the film camera. I know, they were, you know, once you knew what your arm length was and how many people you could get in, it was pretty epic. It was epic. I mean, those are the true selfies, not these cameras that switch around and you can just look right at yourself. I mean, even in the old days when before the cell phone cameras turned around, right, when you had to kind of guess, and you know, you just you had to hope for the best. But even then, you could delete them and do it over again. But if you think about it, it loses something in the moment. It really, really does. It loses something in the moment. And there's a lot of, different things that you can use as an example. But, when you're all having fun and you just kind of like sit there and you take a selfie and you're just like, yeah, just always try to go with the first one. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about how everybody else looks. If they want to take another one, great, but don't delete the first one, because when you keep having to try to pose over and over and over again, it starts to lose its essence of spontaneity, and that's the whole joy of taking pictures, and being in pictures. A lot of people are like, why are you always in all your pictures? Well, I will say I do a lot of selfies when I'm on vacation, because if I don't, no one will know I was there, because I'm the only one usually taking pictures. So every so often I'll throw myself in there, but unless I ask somebody. However, my point is that the whole lesson is take a selfie just as you are. Find one thing to love about it. And while you're doing that, I want you to really truly see. Don't take them over and over and over again, okay? I mean, like I said, I was grateful that the very first picture I took turned out to be the very last one I took. And one of the reasons I retook the first one was because I had the light. I was facing the light, so had that light in my eye. And it turns out I ended up with the light in my eye anyway. But the point is that I admit I'm guilty of it myself. 5 billion selfies just to get that one perfect picture. But are we losing anything in that? Are we putting our self-worth into what people see online? Are we not being, even online, I see on Twitter is one of my favorite places because I can be so random there. I have 2 accounts, like I said, one for mental health and one that's just been my Twitter account since 2009. And I've noticed I'm a little more open there, because 99.9% of the people don't know me there. I have several friends that we follow each other on Twitter, but most of the people don't know me there, so I can be random, But then, don't we still hold back a little bit because we're worried that now that all these people that follow us, are going to think we're weird or stupid or crazy or silly? See, there's a lot of things I can say on Twitter that I can't say on Facebook because, if I say something, my family might worry, or they'll be like, what is this nonsense? But over there, I feel like, I can just let out all my stupidity, like all my goofiness, all my silliness, and I think the sad part about that is that all the people that are on Facebook, they kind of miss that part of me. They don't get to see that part of me. And maybe that's not fair to them. I don't know. But it's just, sometimes you get these random comments on Facebook where it's like, really? That's dumb. And so I don't want to be as random there. And the reason it feels kind of awkward is because on my Facebook, with the exception of the lives and some of the things I post that are public, it's closed to just family and friends and, some friends of friends. And when your own people are kind of questioning you, you find it hard to be yourself. You find it hard to really kind of open up outside of, all the people that you love. But I think I don't want to be that person anymore. If I can be random on Twitter, I want to be random on Facebook. And I think I've finally gotten to this place where I don't give a shit what other people think. When it comes to the negative stuff. Because there's always going to be somebody who is going to find fault with you or something you've said. And it could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe they're not open enough to talk about that, or maybe they're not feeling free enough. I posted a whole thing yesterday about because we're in the spooky season now, right? And I'm going to step out of my lane for a second here. I know we're kind of veering away from the whole selfie thing, but I feel like this was just a catalyst to get us into the real conversation about selfies and, finding things to love about ourselves. But even yesterday, I posted this random thing about, divination tools. Don't use them if you don't know how to fucking use them, because you're going to open shit that you cannot close. And some people just are all willy-nilly about it. They utilize things they don't know how to use, and then other people have to come in, like myself, and close it and clean up the mess. And it's annoying. And I debated on posting this, but I thought, you know what? I don't care. A year ago, I probably would have, but I don't now because it's my truth. And that's the whole point of your selfie. Your selfie is to see you, not necessarily go for the perfect picture. You know, I have, Sissy was like that. Every time we take a picture, let me see it. And I would literally have to have her approval before I could post it. Let me see it. Until finally, older sibling told her, no, just, we're going to post the one we just took. And I think over time, she started to realize it's like no matter how many different times you take these pictures, unless your eyes are closed, you're still going to look the same. And maybe your smile will be different. Maybe your smile will be bigger, or maybe it'll be less big by the 10th picture somebody wants to take because the first 9 didn't come out right. So if you feel the need to consistently take one over and over and over again, ask yourself why. What is it that you are searching for in yourself that you are not seeing in the first spontaneous picture where everybody's being goofy? I mean, are you afraid that people are going to see you being goofy? Are you afraid that people might see your real smile? Are you afraid that maybe your smile isn't sexy enough? Some of the best pictures that I posted as my profile pictures that I got the most compliments on were the ones where I was just being goofy and taking a picture and going, yeah, and then I posted it because like, oh, wow, that turned out great. The first one, instead of having, again, those hour-long photo shoots of trying to get the shot just right. And like I said, I have a lot to learn from this as well, because there are so many different things I can find at fault with myself. Like this morning, you saw the picture, my arms were exposed and, no makeup on and just all these different things. And there's a million things that I probably could have found wrong with the picture. And the only thing I found wrong with the picture was the fact that I should have just left my hair the way it was and not touched it, because it actually looked nice. It looked decent. And I'm grateful that I could roll out of bed with hair like that. So that is probably the one thing I love about that picture. It was natural. It was just me. It wasn't me pretending to be anyone. It was me saying, you know what, let's just try to get a good shot to make a point for today's self-love lesson. And I think, coming clean, I probably would have anyways. I'm a terrible liar. But I guess coming clean and saying that was probably my 6th or 7th selfie that I took. I'm grateful that I shared that, because I think it's important for all of us to know that, we're perfectly imperfect. There are a lot of people that shoot for perfection, but we're always going to find something wrong. Think about the times when you've taken like a gazillion selfies, right? And all of the people around you are like, just stop already, just post one. You look fine, you look great, don't worry about it. And now it's like you've kind of lost the magic because, you've taken so many. Just do it in the moment. Do it in the moment. Because that moment of spontaneity is where the true you is probably coming out. And be comfortable in front of the camera. Don't worry, what other people are going to think. Feel good about yourself. You don't need anyone else's validation. It's nice to get the compliments. It's nice to get the validation. But the only validation that you truly, truly need is your own. And if you're struggling with that, if you're struggling to find that validation to give to yourself, then, that's where the self-love comes in. That's where you need to remind yourself that you're a fucking amazing human being. That you're cool AF, right? Even if nobody else around you thinks it, you are. You are. And you have to be the first person to believe that. You have to be the first person to truly, truly see yourself if you want other people to see you as well. You know, I mean, yeah, I fought with my hair today, but I have to say the back part of it looks pretty decent. But I may actually just take my hair down later and just, you know what, let's do it now. All right, let's do it now. So this will be like my own live selfie, right? Um, of just whatever. So kind of wanted to see my earrings, but you know, and maybe that was part of the problem. But you know, it's humid, so my hair is fluffy, super fluffy. But the point is, I know everybody's like, "Will you stop messing with your hair?" Uh, I lost my breath. Um, the point is that we spend far too much time judging ourselves, and I think that's what the whole point of this "take a selfie just as you are and find one thing to love about it." It's about truly, truly seeing the person that we are. It's about, sorry, it's warm in here, but it's truly about seeing the person that we are, the person that we see in the mirror. And like I said, if you are struggling to love that person, you need to really look at these selfies over and over and over again. Take one of yourself every day, right in the morning when you wake up, before you do anything. You know, I mean, maybe if you want to brush your teeth, that's fine, whatever. But you know what I mean. After your morning ritual, but before you put on your makeup, or before you shave, or before whatever it is you do in the morning for your grooming session, before you know, head out into the world, before you fix yourself up to head out into the world, just take a selfie and find something every day, something different every day to love about it. You know, I'm looking at mine right now, and I see the different person in this picture than from a year ago, or even the last time that I did this 30, you know, lessons of self-love. I always picked my eyes, but I never looked any deeper than that. But I like my smile in my picture. I kind of like I like my hair. I really like my hair in that picture. I do not like my hair right now, but in that picture I do. But you know what? It's okay, because tomorrow's another day, or later. I may just go out, and after this show, I may just go straighten it, get rid of the curls, put some oomph into my hair, and just be like, whatever, I win. I'm going to beat my hair today. I'm going to win this competition. Anyways, sidetracking, but I see the person now. And, you know, a year ago, or even the last time I did these lessons, I would not have posted it, because you know, you can see my arms, you can see my chin, you can see all my little plus size attributes, and I would have been embarrassed, and I would have found 9 million reasons to not like myself. I would have done a super close selfie, or I would have waited till I got dressed and put on my makeup and fixed my hair, and probably fought with my hair until it was perfect, and then said, here's my selfie. And so this morning I forced myself to do it, and the more I look at the picture, the more I admire the person I see in it, because I see me. I see this person that is trying so hard to just love themselves, and to just, you know, find this gratitude in my life of just how far I've come and how much I've grown. And that can be hard. That can be hard for a lot of people. You know, I see on Twitter people that put their portraits out on Twitter, asking people to choose their book covers. You know, I have another friend who just is about to release an ebook, and you know, she's very, very hard on herself. She's very, very hard on herself. And she's all like, I hate all these pictures, but please help me pick the one you like the best. And it's like, they all looked good. They all looked so nice. But sometimes we're just beaten down. So some people are just so beaten down in life that they can't see the beauty in themselves. And that's what self-love is about. It's about seeing your beauty or your attractiveness first. It's about being your biggest champion without needing validation from outside sources. I mean, like I said, it's great to get the validation from outside sources. But, you know, I've known people who were just naturally attractive. And one of my friends, just so pretty all the time. And one of their biggest complaints was that, that's all people saw first, but it was like once they started talking, they start realizing, well, maybe we don't have this in common. I mean, they were very smart, but people were just attracted to their outside first. They didn't bother to see the inside. And that's got to be hard, and then I had another person that I was very close to that, they hated not leaving the house without makeup, or having their hair done, and they would take forever to get ready just to go to the market. And it's not that we want to be disheveled or that we want to look, just like we crawl, literally rolled out of bed. But we put so much, society puts so much on us to be these perfect human beings that sometimes people just count on their looks to get them everywhere. And that's all they start to see about themselves. They start losing the substance of who they are. They start losing this, the really the essence, as I mentioned earlier, of who they are. Because they don't realize that without all this stuff, or without all the, without all the poofing and grooming and all that stuff that you do before you leave the house, that, people are really attracted to someone's light. A person that fixes themselves up and goes out of the house, they attract people not just because of their beauty or their handsomeness or whatever it is. They attract it because there's a certain vibe they're giving off. And when they feel good about themselves, it's great. But before we put on our faces, before we do all the grooming, we should find something to love about ourselves before that. We should find something to love about ourselves the minute we roll out of bed. To see that person in the mirror, the person underneath all of that stuff. And to feel good about ourselves so that when you do your grooming in the morning or whatever time of day you're doing it, that there's more to it than just that. Yeah, I mean, I love putting on makeup. It makes me feel, I was, until Sissy Joe got a hold of me, I was not overly girly. I didn't wear makeup a lot. My mom always said I didn't need it because whatever reason, but, okay, my mom always said I didn't need it because she says I was pretty enough without it. See, even I struggle saying that out loud, but it was my mom. But I also know my mom. My mom did not give a compliment she did not mean, including to her own family. So, and no, she wasn't mean and she wasn't harsh, but she wouldn't, that's where I got it from. She would not say anything she didn't mean, and so for a long time, and I had boyfriends, without makeup. Yeah, maybe lipstick or something. I love lipstick, but I didn't always wear a lot. And then Sissy got a hold of me, and then, baby sibling got a hold of me, and everybody started teaching me how to do makeup. I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. I feel like a girl. I just really kind of fell into feeling feminine. And, a lot of that was because I think the trauma I suffered, I didn't want people to see me. And so then I kind of got all mixed up in that. And I forgot, again, to see the person underneath all of that. And so that's really what I like about my selfie is seeing the person beneath it, knowing the person that's in there, because I've never seen myself in that light before, and it's been my own struggle. It has truly been my own struggle, and I don't want to struggle with that anymore. If someone's attracted to me, great. If they're not, that's fine. They're just not meant to be. But I want somebody to know, like think about it, like right in Pretty Woman, when if you've seen it, when Richard Gere's character picks up Vivian, or Julia Roberts' character Vivian, I can't remember his character's name, but he picks her up and she's wearing the blonde wig, and then the next morning it's all red hair, because it's a wig. And then he gets to see the real person underneath, and he starts to get to know the real person underneath. And I think that's what is super duper important. Yes, I said super duper important. I think that was what truly is important, is seeing this person underneath all of the grooming things that you do, to love that person And then, like I said, if all the things that you do, all the wonderful grooming stuff, makeup, trims, whatever it is that you do, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't love the person you're making yourself into. Love the person that's underneath first. Because, like I said, the validation that we need should be the one that comes from us. Everything else is a bonus. And a lot of times, for me, I would hide behind my makeup and my hair. And I would just hide behind it because I thought, well, I have to be this way or I have to be that way. When I started emotionally eating and gaining a lot of this weight, I just thought I am the most unlovable, unworthy person in the world because society made me feel that way. But I blame myself more because I let society make me feel that way. And it's not that I want to be bitter and say, well, if you don't like me like this, too bad. It's just I have to learn to love myself just as I am. And I'm starting to do that. And like I said, with my selfie, I mean, you can see well, not everything, but I mean, you can see my pajamas, my jammies. But you can see there's no makeup, no lipstick. The hair is just literally, like I said, rolled out of bed. You can see a little of my arm flab, all that stuff. And yet, the more I look at it, the more I start to love this person that I see in that picture. Because she's who rolls out of bed in the morning. She's the one that I am with 24/7 every single day of my life. That person, that face in the mirror. And again, you are with yourself more than you are with anybody else, obviously, because it's you. So don't you think you deserve to just love that person? Don't let society or social media or other people or naysayers make you feel bad about yourself. There's always going to be somebody who has to be mean. And a lot of times it's because, whether they're conscious of it or not, they're just being mean because they want to hurt somebody and make them feel as shitty as they feel. And 9 times out of 10, I've realized that that's the truth. Some people are just straight out mean, but if you go back far enough, you'll probably find a reason why they are the way they are. Maybe it's a learned behavior. Maybe it's a defense mechanism. Maybe some people are just super assholes. There's one person that always hits my head. I was the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things had dropped, and I was, I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet, and so I commented on somebody else's tweet and was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And this person just comes right in and just, puts a spoiler out there. And I just replied to them, and I was just like, it's cute how you think that bothers me. It does. Spoilers don't bother me. I actually think it makes it worse in the sense that when you find out what happens, it's sadder because you're anticipating this and you're really hoping that they're lying to you, and you're like, then you find out like, oh my god. So I've learned a long time ago when people used to accidentally spoil things for me to just not worry about it and just kind of like, okay, it is what it is. But they couldn't get under my skin, and you could see it was frustrating them. And all I said at the very end was, who hurt you to make you like this? No reply. And sometimes you just have to wonder. But do try to do your best to not take anybody's meanness, for lack of a better word, personally. I know it's hard. Okay, some people, like I said, are so lost in their own pain that they don't care who they lash out at, and they don't care who they hurt. So, I know this lesson kind of went in 9 million directions, but I think it was meant to, because there's so much more to just take a selfie just as you are and find one thing to love about it. Because we've gone beyond just taking a selfie and finding something to love about it. We have to see ourselves. So I challenge you, when you're out with your peeps and you're taking selfies, keep the first one. Even if it's not the one you use, keep the first one and then go back in a week and look at it and see how you feel about it. Okay? That's what I want people to do. You know, even if, like I said, even if it's not the one you use, keep the first one and then go back and look at it. And find that person in there that you know that you love, that you want to love. And don't be afraid, don't be ashamed of loving yourself. Self-love, you know, I'm gonna quote RuPaul again, right? If you can't love yourself, how the hell can you expect other people to? Or if you can't love yourself, how the hell do you expect someone else to love you? Something like that. I know it's fleeting in my head. I gotta watch more of the shows so that I can remember that, because that's like the tagline, right? But if you can't love yourself, how the hell do you expect someone else to love you? I think that's a perfect note to end on, because, you know, our selfies seem to be what we judge ourselves on. Not the person that we see in the mirror when we're brushing our teeth or combing our hair, but, you know, the person that are in all these pictures that we post everywhere. And I'm going to work on it too, because like I said, I am bad at that. I could be better at loving myself, and that's why I am doing this with you guys, because I do truly want to love myself. I finally learned how to start feeling like I respect myself, but I'm still lacking, you know, the I'm worthy of being loved and I'm worthy of anything. And I have my moments where I feel like I'm on top of the world, and the next minute I feel like I'm struggling to be seen and feeling invisible. I feel invisible quite a bit. It may not seem like it because I do these lives, but believe it or not, I feel invisible quite a bit. You know, not with my people, but just out in public. I feel like people don't see the real me. They just see what walks in the door, and I have to get comfortable with who I am, and, you know, every stage that I'm in. You know, I'm struggling on my health journey. I'm trying not to struggle, but, you know, I just get into these places where I just feel like, you know, that the worthiness just slips away. And yeah, I can't believe I actually just said that out loud. I feel like somebody was forcing me to say that, but it's the truth. So I know that I need to find a way to love myself as well. To practice what I preach. I'm terrible at that. And I don't want people to feel this way. That's why I'm doing the self-love, and I don't want to feel this way anymore either. That's why I'm following along on the self-love. So anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day today. Tomorrow is Self-Care Wednesday, along with self-love lesson number 14, since we shifted this week. Next week we'll go back to the regular format of Monday, Tuesday, Thursday for self-love. But tomorrow's gonna, I just saw tomorrow's is going to be a good one, so I'm excited about that. Okay, so again, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please love yourselves. When you take your selfie, don't take another one. Just take the very first one that you have. Find something to love about it. Okay, and then dig deeper, and truly, truly see yourself. You have to learn to love yourself in order for other people to be able to love you. Okay, to truly, truly know you and see who you are. All right, so I'll see everybody back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Facebook Live under Shelly Marie Lucas. I hope everybody has a great day. You can also watch this, or they are public, so, you know, anybody can join in live at 8:30 in the morning Pacific Time. And if not, you can catch the replay on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas, or you can catch it on the Aloha Perspective Facebook page. Okay, so again, have a great, great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for hanging in there. I know, like I said, we went in several different directions, but I think when we talk about selfies, it just goes so much deeper than just taking something and finding something to love about it. Learn to love the person in that picture. Learn to love the person in that mirror. Okay, have a great day.